Hello, I'm Joel Chesser. I'm one of the assistant chiefs with the Norman Fire Department, and here today I'm in Urbana, Ohio, doing the final inspection on the acceptance testing for our first pumper that we've bought from Sutphen. And here with me is Greg Skelly. He's one of the assistant chiefs also for A Crew.
Yeah, I'm Assistant Chief Greg Skelly with the Norman Fire Department. We're in central Oklahoma, about 20 miles south of downtown Oklahoma City. We currently have 9 fire stations, roughly 165 firefighters. The square miles the city of Norman covers is roughly 192 square miles. So it's a lot of area for the 9 stations to cover. When it became time for us to look for our next apparatus purchase, we went with a Sutphen truck through our local dealer, Heartland Fire Trucks, Mark Richardson. And we're finally here for our first final. So let's get into the truck and take a look, and we'll show you some of the things we've done.
First of all, we'd like to talk about our cab situation up here. Greg, why don't you open up the door for us and show us some of the things in here. So whenever we design this cab, as you come up through the ranks in the fire department, we've been able to drive different types of fire trucks. So we have experience in the cabs, what works and what doesn't work. So Greg and I were able to get in there and try to position all the switches, the pump switches, everything that you need to get to, where that's ergonomically located. And sometimes simple is better. A lot of things get a little complicated, so we think we've done a really good design job on this of placing stuff where it needs to be. And I'll let Greg talk a little bit about this side in the cab where the firefighters are at, about how much more room that they're going to have back there.
When we were looking at the size of the firefighter area, we knew that we needed to have more room. The Norman Fire Department typically staffs a 4-man person engine company. So with 4 people and all the gear, we knew we needed extra space. The past apparatus had left us with a few complaints, so we basically removed what we would have done with previous trucks of medical cabinets, and we're able to put some flat places where people can put their gear. We're kind of focusing on some of the new stuff about clean cabs. What we've done has added another compartment that is, as far as I know, pretty standard for Sutphen apparatus.
Which is right back here.
It's just below the firefighter compartment area, where we'll be able to put our gear or medical equipment and keep it out of the compartment where the firefighters are working. I'll let Chief Chesser kind of go over our rest of our driver's side of the truck.
Okay, this is our standard pump panel here. Most of our pumpers in Norman are set up the same way. We like to keep things pretty uniform, so we kept the design pretty in line with what we already have. The other thing is we run our cross lays up here. We've got our 2.5-inch cross lay, our front and rear, and then we've also got a booster reel. One of the things about a booster reel, we have a large urban interface, so this truck at any certain time, if we have a grass fire out east of town, it can be used out there, and that's very helpful for that also. One of the things that we've also switched up on this truck is we have problems sometimes with doors flying open, so we went with the roll-up door system on here. We really think it's going to save some problems with some damage to doors that happens every now and then. So here's some of the compartments here. We typically refer to this as our driver's compartment. In here, we're going to have our onboard generator. We've got a couple of electrical outlets in here. So this is where the driver's gear is going to be stored. Some of the short sections of hoses and a lot of nozzles we'll typically keep in these compartments. And I'll pass it off now to Greg. This is going to be our forcible entry compartment, and I'll let Greg talk about the forcible entry.
So this will be something new that we've added to a truck for the first time. We were provided the option of a swing out panel for tool mounting. So what we've done is added the swing out, and you have roughly 6 inches or so between that door and the inside. And then behind you also have another removable panel that you can mount different tools on. This will give your firefighters the option to mount things in 2 different areas, tools you use more or tools you use less, and that will make things easier for them to kind of prioritize.
And this supports about 450 pounds.
This is roughly a 450 pound support. I'm not sure if you heard that, but we've also added the 3-bottle SCBA cylinder holder. So what we did on both sides is worked around the gas tanks, and the def is up in the stair steps of the firefighter compartment. So we're able to get 4 different bottles in for spares. We'll go to our last compartment here on the driver's side real quick. Overall, this in Norman would be a forcible entry compartment. We've got the ability to put large equipment in here. We will mount different things inside this. It's pretty standardized in the department. Basically, we were given lots of space to be able to mount all the equipment we need to mount.
jaws of life or the hydraulic extrication equipment will usually go in there too. So, but we got, as you can see, there's plenty of room in here to mount whatever we need to do on that. And so this is one of probably the biggest change that we've seen at Norman back here is we've gotten away from the chevron yellow striping back here, and we went with the good old American flag Old Glory here on the back, which we really like the look of that. It just pops. We really love that. One of the other things that we're pretty excited about is the steps. I mean, on the back, we tried to integrate steps on here because a lot of times we want to minimize firefighters stretching over stuff and getting hurt. We believe putting the bigger steps on here makes it easier for people to access hose. We've got a good hose bed. As you can see, it sets up pretty high. So we've got heavy duty grab bars back here, and it just makes it easier to climb up and do what you need to do on the back of this truck. That's our ladder compartment and our pike poles. So pretty standard compartment there. And we carry our 5-inch hose up there and our 3-inch. And also what we've got here, we've also got our integrated backup camera. So whenever they shift in reverse, we can see what's behind us. So safety's pretty safety conscious back here. Greg, why don't you talk to us on this side here?
Going down the last side of the truck, we want to go to the captain's or the officer's side. On this side, once again, a lot of times for us, this is a ventilation compartment, possibly auxiliary lighting. We usually have some type of fan, so we have a pull-out tray, so we don't have people lifting up fans overstretching their body. That way they can get above the work area. On the top, we have extra space for different cords and different things that we carry. With the trucks now having such a great quality LED and low voltage lighting, it's becoming where we don't really need to have such a big generator. That's one of the benefits of some of the things that Sutphen has done for us. It's the same setup on the air bottle side. On this side, here's where we can have our other 4 spare SCBA cylinders. We've also got a shallow compartment. A lot of times in Norman, this is used for cleanup material or fire extinguishers. There's not a lot of stuff that we keep in here, but it's one of those that after car wrecks or if you got a small fire, it's a quick and easy access to what you need. In Norman, this would be a salvage and overhaul compartment. Once again, it meets all the things that we need. We'll have a salvage tub in here along with covers. There'll be some shovels. There'll be some different things that we use to try to basically secure a property if we can and prevent any further damage by the weather that we have in Oklahoma to any homeowner that's already suffered enough.
Some of the things too that we really like on this truck is the heavy duty fold down steps with the hand, which you can reach your hand in there. They're grab up and they're well lit. So whenever this thing is got all its lights on, there's one thing that's not lacking on this is lighting, and that's one of the things I want to talk about here. We have these integrated scene lights up here. Talk about those. When those are on, those are blinding. I mean, they'll just light it up like you can't believe. And then we walk around to the front here, and we've got the scene lighting here on the front too, so you can really see this is going to put off some good light for work and for safety. And Greg's going to open up our front bumper well. So this is one of these areas here that we store what we kind of refer to as a trash line. There'll probably be about 100 to 150 foot of hose in here. And if we have a car fire that's going to be beyond the capabilities of that booster line gallonage flow rate, we'll just go up here, we'll pull that over here. That line can kind of stay not as clean as like what we keep some of our other stuff. That's why we refer to it as a trash line. Greg, why don't you tell us about our design here and what Sutphen has been able to do for us on this lighting here and our horn system and the integrated Norman here.
So to top off the truck, the final bells and whistles that Sutphen was able to provide for us was a very beautifully cut grill with the American flag cut into it. We also have the Sutphen emblem that's going to light up red. We have the Federal Q siren that will actually be not the electric Q, but the real Q. And then, of course, the city we work for here on the bottom is Norman. It'll light up in the yellow. We're super excited to see this truck out on the city streets of Norman helping the people. We really looking forward to it. Well, guys, we really appreciate you letting us show you our new truck. We're very proud of it. I'm sure if you had any questions about the specs or the different options that are available, you could reach out and Sutphen would have it. But until next time, thank you.